asking for this new update video for August 28, 2022, and today it's pretty hot out there. I mean, it's going to be hot anyway and kind of a little humid, but hey, we're near the end of August anyway. And here's some things I got from the flea market today, somewhere around Squiggle Pennsylvania. And before I show you in that bag, I have to show you some things I got on Laserdisc, just for $2 a piece. Let's start with some movies I got on Laser. A comedy directed by Paul something. It stars with Richard Dreyfuss, Nolte, and Bette in Down and Out in Beverly Hills, released in Touchstone in 1986. Directed by Paul Molansky, the one who directed Moon Over Parador in 1988. Co-stars of Raul Julia with Richard Dreyfuss. Down and Out Beverly Hills Laserdisc was out the same time, was with VHS and Beta, and also you may get to see Little Richard in it. And you know, a Little Richard died during COVID-19 era in 2020. That was bad. Just a pretty good movie that you don't want to miss. Down and Out in Beverly Hills. Here's what the Laserdisc looked like. This is in stereo and digital sound of the Laserdisc. Don't want to miss having that for your collection. Okay, another Laserdisc I got is Jose Ferrer's performance in Cyrano the Bergerac. Good old Cyrano. Released in 1950, yeah. And this Laserdisc was released in 1989, a public domain movie. The one I showed you earlier on my previous update video, when I showed you the Bob Hope's My Favorite Brunette Laserdisc. Yep. This is one of Jose Ferrer's finest performances as Cyrano the Bergerac. I like Jose Ferrer when he did The K Mutiny in 1954. You publish a novel, you make $1 million, marry a big movie star. It's to you, Mr. Kiefer. That's the scene he throws a champagne at Fred McMurray. And I do like Fred McMurray from My Three Sons in the Disney films. This is released on Laser in '89 from Image Entertainment of Cyrano de Bergerac. And it's going to take time to put everything away. Hold on. Man, it's so hot out there. Yep, friggin' hot. On a Sunday. All the kids are having fun around the neighborhood. And here's a war film with Burt Lancaster did, like, Go Tell It to the Spencers. It's spelled Spartans. This is the best on video Laserdisc release. That was released around 82 and 83. Burt Lancaster stars in it. Co-stars with Crane Wilson, the one from Body Double. Dennis Howard. And Dolph Sweet. You might know Dolph Sweet from the TV show Give Me a Break. And he was the sheriff in Fithian's Rainbow with Fred Astaire and Petula Clark. This Laserdisc was released in 82. Too bad it's not a CEV video disc, that's for sure. Hold on, I gotta open this. Show you what the disc looked like. Here's what the laser looks like. And this is the 1986 sticker label reprint. This is from 86. Because I can tell this restaurant video logo changed since 86. Like the sack logo they use in Dirty Dancing. Nobody puts baby in the corner. What's wonderful up here? And here comes like the surprising big offer I got from the flea market this week. I paid about $11 for it. I'll show you. And here's the surprise. One of the Disney read-along book collectors out there, I got something. I'll be just keeping some to keep, some to sell. One of my Disney read-along books, I paid $11 for it because it's like a dollar off. It used to be $20, now it's about dropped down to $1. Let's start with Night Before Christmas. It was originally published in 1970. However, I just checked this book. It's the 1977 reissue, a reprint or something. I think it says, it's from 1981 reprint. It says Fox and the Hound, Pete's Dragon, and the Black Hole, the Rescuers, yep. That proves this is a reprint. I even have the read-along book and tape of Night Before Christmas. Song by Jimmy Cricket, like, From All of Us to All of You, and Kris Kringle. By the original voice of Jimmy Cricket by Cliff Edwards. And here's a Golden Book read-along record from Disneyland. It's Rudollph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's got to be narrated by Hal Smith and Robert Holt. These Disney Golden Book read-alongs came out back in '76. These are a pretty good series of the Golden Book read-alongs. And here's Frosty the Snowman. Got to be narrated by, got to be Hal Smith. This illustration was from the 1940s or something. The next one we got some Disney read-alongs like Peter Pan. That's the 1977 reissue from this 1953 animated feature. Yep. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. The voices I like in Peter Pan is by Bobby Driscoll, Catherine Beaumont, and Hans Conriy as Captain Hook. Tinkerbell's one of the best famous Disney characters, along with Mickey Mouse. Lady and the Tramp read-along, reissued in 1979, narrated by Hal Smith. Hal Smith was a good cartoon voice actor, and he played the drunk on the Andy Griffith Show in the 1960s. My favorite moment I like in the movie when they have like a nice spaghetti dinner. Bella Nada, yep, that's the name of the song from Lady and the Tramp. Now I got Cinderella, 1950 animated feature, narrated by Linda Gary. The same Linda Gary does the voice of Keeler on the He-Man cartoon show, made by Filmation. Bippity Boppity Boo with the fairy godmother. Cinderella's a great Disney animated movie which was ever made. And we got Bambi released in 1942. That was around that year when the World War II started. This is the 1977 reissue, yep. Using Robert Holt's narrating, or was it Paul Frees? And here's the one that started it all, the Walt animated movie like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, like the Seven Dwarfs Pigs, Hi-Ho, Hi-Ho. Yep. Lois Lane probably narrated this in the 1977 reissue. And same thing for the Pinocchio one. There's both versions of Pinocchio was narrated. Lois Lane and the other one was Hal Smith with the Jimmy Cricket's voice. And God, Snow White is still a fairest of them all. There's her and her Prince Charming Still love you, Adriana Castellati, the voice of Snow White. She sings so well like Jeanette MacDonald and Deanna Durbin. And here's Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day read-along, 2 copies. The great Sterling Holloway narrates this. This featurette was in 1968, follows from Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree. This is narrated by the read-along book by Sebastian Cabot. You might know him in the voice in the Jungle Book as the Megillah and Sir Ector in The Sword and the Stone. And he was a narrator of the Winnie the Pooh featurette series during the 1960s. This is the 1978 reissue of Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day. And here's another copy of Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day. I'm going to have to sell one of them off on eBay. Happy Wednesday, Piglet. And you know, Paul Winchell does the voice of Tigger. And here's the last one for the Disney read-alongs, Mickey's Christmas Carol, that was released in 1982, a little bit before the featurette came out in 1983. And I like something Wayne does the new Mickey Mouse voice, and I like Alan Young does Scrooge McDuck. Also does the voice of Scrooge McDuck in the DuckTales series during the 1980s. Willie the Giant for Mickey and the Beanstalk. Bah, humbug. This is a pretty good read-along. It's narrated by William Woodson. William Woodson also narrates one of the Disney Discovery series during the mid-80s. Okay, and before we close this video, I got a little bonus here that I got. Okay, here's one of the original tokens. When you used to go on the public transportation, before they had Metro cards, and I paid about simply $2 for them. Yep. When you use them when you go on public transportation, nowadays you use the card and maybe cash. Here in New York, it costs a lot more to go on the bus than here in Pennsylvania. These are just old-time Philadelphia tokens when you go on public transportation. Yep. So I guess that wraps it up for this new update video for August 28, 2022. And I wish this heat could end soon. I'm getting pretty tired and fed up with this heat. But just take care. I'll see you next time when I have more updates. And try to subscribe or comment or ring the bell if you like this video or not. You just take care. I'll see you next time. Bye. And stay cool.